Good evening, baseball fans. You're here with Ken on Yankees The Ugly Truth. I'd like to give a few shout outs for some of the folks that are here already. John the Beagle Dad, Jason Custudio, Bryce. There are a few more that are in the background that haven't chimed in yet. Welcome to the stream. Tonight's topic is going to be Let's Talk Baseball. And as usual, this is going to be one of my open panels. So, hence, I'll do a little bit of gabbing and then I'll open the panel up to let anyone come on that is willing to come up and we can talk some baseball and do some discussion points. I'll give everybody just a few minutes to hop in. I want to thank everybody for being here. And if you haven't, please hit the like button, share the channel out. And if you're not a member of the Yankees The Ugly Truth family, please consider subscribing to One and the Same. It has been a while since I've been on live. I've been dropping a lot of shorts lately, so check those out. Welcome to the stream, MLB. Haven't seen you before, and welcome. Let's talk about what has gone on since the offseason broke. The Seattle Mariners re signed Josh Naylor to a 5-year, $92.5 million contract. Not overly unanticipated. Our New York Yankees re signed Ryan Yarbrough to a 1-year deal. As you know, the QOs went out. There were 4 people that accepted them. Hey, Jason, welcome to the stream. The folks that accepted the QOs were Trent Grisham, Gleyber Torres, Brandon Woodruff, and Shota Imanaga. Hey, NFE, welcome to the stream. And the first trade of the season was between the Orioles and the Angels. Taylor Ward ended up being traded to the Orioles for Grayson Rodriguez. Good move for both teams. Let's see. The Atlanta Braves acquired Mauricio Dubon from the Astros for Nick Allen and a couple of infielders. Hey, Lewis. The Diamondbacks brought James McCann, their backup catcher, back on a 1-year deal for $2.75 million. The Giants acquired Joey Wimmer from the Marlins for cash, and they agreed to terms on a 1-year deal with former Yankee JT Brubaker. The Cubs brought in Phil Maton on a 2-year deal. And some of the big news here lately, trade between the Mets and the Rangers that involved Marcus Semien going to the Mets and Brandon Nimmo heading to the Rangers. Another trade that's been talked about a lot lately is between the Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals. Red Sox ended up bringing in Sonny Gray, and a couple of arms ended up going over. Hey, Victor. Going over to Seattle. The Boston's number 5 prospect, and I don't remember the other guy. And of course, last night we had the big signing of Dylan Cease by the Toronto Blue Jays. 7-year, $210 million contract with some money deferred on that deal. Before we go any further, if you could, hit the like button, share the channel out, and if you're not a member of the Yankees The Ugly Truth family, please consider subscribing. With the Dylan Cease signing, he is the first big arm that has come off the market, and we are looking at him setting the price for all the rest of the starters this offseason. According to MLB, the top 10 ranked U.S. players that are available, Framber Valdez being number one. He's 32 years old, a left-handed pitcher from the Astros, as we know. Number two is Zach Gallen, another a 30-year-old right-handed pitcher from the Diamondbacks. Ranger Suarez, a 30-year-old left-handed pitcher from the Phillies. Lucas Giolito, 31, right-handed pitcher coming off the Red Sox. Number five is 37-year-old Chris Bassett, right-handed pitcher from the Blue Jays. Merrill Kelly is number six, 37, another right-handed pitcher coming off the Rangers after being traded from the Diamondbacks. Number seven is 41-year-old right-handed pitcher Mad Max Scherzer. Number eight is Justin Verlander, 43, right-handed pitcher coming off the Giants. Number nine is Michael King, 30-year-old right-handed pitcher coming off the Padres. And number 10 is Nick Martinez, 35, right-handed pitcher coming off of the Reds. They list him as a starter, but he's got some interesting characteristics. Over the last 2 years, he has been on the bump 82 times, 42 times as a starter and 40 as a bullpen arm. So he's a hybrid pitcher. He has a WAR of 6.3, and his ERA is ballpark about 3.83. So all around, pretty good pitcher and very versatile. Something that a lot of teams will be looking for, and one of the things that I think the Yankees need to lock into is a pitcher that can serve as a long reliever out of the pen or a spot start for us, especially this year with Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole being on the shelf to start the season. So 40% of our rotation is not even going to be there opening day. Gee, does that sound familiar? No, it was worse this year. We had 60% on the shelf. So that being said, I am going to open this stream up or this panel up and invite anyone up who wants to come and talk, and we will talk a little baseball. And the link is down there, so please hop on. You are cordially invited. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Good turkey day or whatever meat of preference that y'all had? Here at Casa de Berry, we had a light Thanksgiving because my house is about to become a construction area because of water damage that I've had, and they're going to come in and do a lot of work. Had some family members over, but one thing is rest assured that Christmas is probably not going to be good for us. So, hence, hey, Sean, welcome to the stream. That's all right. Listen as you can, Sean. You're a busy guy and definitely work not great schedule hours. We have no takers today. All right. Well, I will keep gabbing then. Some of the hot topics that have been talked about are two outfielders, Cody Bellinger and Kyle Tucker. Everyone figured that Kyle Tucker was going to be the number one outfielder, highly sought after by most serious contenders, but it doesn't seem that Tucker's market is opened up. There is a lot of reporting from John Heyman, the mouthpiece of Scott Boras, that Cody Bellinger has a lot of interest. And I sat there and I filtered through all the teams that were listed as interested in Bellinger. And My list is essentially three teams. I think that the Yankees are one that is interested in him. Why? I'm not absolutely sure, especially after the Trent Grisham signing. Uh, Two is possibly the New York Mets to fill a Pete Alonso first base hole. And three, the Philadelphia Phillies. Of the viable candidates there, I don't think that the Mets are really serious about Bellinger. I think that if they were to sign him, it would be a signing of opportunity because they have a hell of a lot of holes to fill. The Mets are basically missing their entire bullpen. So they're starting from scratch. They don't even have a closer at this point. Uh, they need at least two starting pitchers, possibly three. Hey, Steve, welcome. And first baseman. Not sure how things lay out after the Marcus Semien trade. So my friend NFE from the Strike Zone has jokes. It's okay, Ken. They have Soto with their holes, and he will lead them to the promised land. What was my prediction at the beginning of the year? That Juan Soto would be watching the postseason either from my couch or from his hot tub. And guess what? Mets didn't make the postseason as predicted. So, as far as Cody Bellinger is concerned, I think that there is a lot of noise being generated from John Heyman's saber rattlers, or Scott Boris's sable rattlers. John Heyman being the front of the lead, but I don't think there's a huge market for Bellinger or Tucker. As I see it, our New York Yankees have areas of need primarily out of the bullpen because, frankly, our bullpen last year was worn out and they were horrible. Starting pitching definitely wasn't there. And as I've said it for years on my stream and other people's streams, pitching is what wins championships. When we went down in flames against the Blue Jays, we had 3 games that our starters didn't make it out of the third inning. That forced our bullpen to eat 18 outs, which is ridiculous. And if you look at the regular season, our starters barely made 5.5 to 6 innings. So that's still putting a lot of outs on the bullpen. And if you're pulling more than one pitcher, you've got to pray that everyone else is on their game. And more times than not, that's not going to happen. All right. And let's see. Let's bring up another comment from NFE. There's a market for both guys, Ken. It's about equal, but Heyman, like you said, will push Boris's words. Yeah, he is definitely a band beater for Boris. And it's interesting, that as you're hearing the talk about the Yankees' priorities, Cody Bellinger is number one, and Kyle Tucker is the fallback. I don't know in what planet that makes sense whatsoever. Maybe you guys are smarter than me, and you can let me know. But I'd sure appreciate it. Uh, if you haven't, please hit the like button and share the channel out. And like I said earlier in the stream, I've been dropping some shorts, things that you guys might be interested in. So check them out. Let me know what you think. I think one of the key things that the Yankees are holding on to is they're going to make a pitch for Katsumi Imai. I think he is the number one target on our board. Hey, that one sounds like a winner. This one's from Jason from 161 River Ave. Trade Judge and Cole for Arenado. Save the franchise. And while we're at it, we might as well throw in fire everyone from the front office, probably concession stand workers, maybe give the grounds crew a break since they seem to do a good job and they're probably not making a hell of a lot of cash anyhow. So we can keep the grounds crew. It's hard to find somebody to mow the lawn and get the line straight. Uh, hey, Jonathan, welcome to the stream. Let's see. From Steve. Problem is, Belly and Tucker are two hitters that we need protection for Judge and Belly. Looked awful in September in the postseason, hitting third. Well, I'll tell you what, Steve. There were a hell of a lot of players who looked pretty bad in the postseason in the Blue Jays run. Hell, the only two people that actually hit were Paul Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge. And Bryce, MI would be electric. Now the question is, with Dylan Cease making basically $30 million per season for the next 7 years, what do you think the market for MI is going to be? He is a completely unproven talent in the major leagues. His numbers and stats in Japan were fantastic. How well does that interpret over here in the U.S.? And the second question that I have is, if the Yankees are able to bring him on, would you consider moving him out of the bullpen first? I dropped another short a while ago about MI. Had some real good video footage of him pitching in the NPR. Well, NFE, the initial projections for MI were 6 years, $130 million. Now with what Cease got based off of his record, I mean, I'm just amazed that the upside on Cease that I can see is he has a high K rate. His strikeout to walk ratio is ridiculous. But he was packing a 4.55 ERA. He went 8-12, and it certainly wasn't his best season. Hey, Mazza, welcome to the stream, my brother. For those of you that don't know, Mazza is on deployment right now, and joining us from places unknown, from a ship unknown. And let's see, we have our first taker for joining the screen. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi.
So, what do you know? Anything good?
Besides, besides what was reported yesterday, there hasn't been anything anything big happening recently.
Yeah. So, what do you think the first Yankee move is going to be? Other than reciting Yarbrough, our old guy.
I have a feeling that they're going to. I just have a feeling Bellinger is coming back. That's my hunch. I know they're going to go after Tucker, but I don't think I think Bellinger is going to be the first act of business, unless they get one of the Japanese players before the January 2nd, I believe, deadline.
Okay. Well, let's see. For Bryce.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I had it. There is an article that was posted earlier, just in the last hour, 90 minutes, saying Marlins are interested in Pete Fairbanks.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep an eye on the Marlins, see if they make any moves.
And let's see. Bryce is thinking that Amai's contract is going to be 140 over 6. Puts him a little over 23 mil AAV. NFE has got him riding between 23 and 25.
That's probably what he's gonna get. I wouldn't be. I would guess that's the estimate, 23 to 25. Maybe a team, if there's a bidding war, he gets 27.
Man, I'll tell you what, he is going to be a high risk signing in my opinion.
Why do you think?
I think he's high risk for a couple reasons. If you look at the last 5 Japanese pitchers that have come over from the NPR to MLB, all 5 of them have been on the injured list for a lot of time within their first 2 seasons, most of them within the first, as was demonstrated by Yamamoto last year. He missed almost half the season. Roki Sasaki this year missed 3/4 of the season. Kodai Senga, Imanaga this year, both on the IL for extended periods.
Well, what do you think the MLB or the teams can do to reduce the risk of injuring those players?
All right. What do I think? First of all, they're not used to the workload. The baseball is different weighted and sized, so they're having to work harder to get their balls to break. And a lot of these Japanese pitchers throw hard breaking stuff. For MI, he's got 3 top flight breaking balls. So hence, I think if they were to start in the pen and work their way up, build their arm strength up, that we would mitigate injuries at that point.
What was your opinion of the Cease deal with the Blue Jays?
Oh, I think that they seriously overpaid for Cease. Cease came with a qualifying offer too, so they're going to end up losing 2 draft picks and $1 million in IFA money. Well, if I was going to jump on that hand grenade, I would have looked at probably Ranger Suarez, Framber Valdez, possibly.
Someone better.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Valdez has consistently thrown about 200 innings a season. He has championship pedigree. I mean, he's got a boatload of games with Astros in the postseason, and he does well. Ranger Suarez, he has got a pedigree for the postseason also. In the postseason, he's posting a 1.46 or 1.48 ERA with a 1.06 WHIP, and he shines in the postseason.
Do you think there could be changes to the qualifying offer or some type of changes to the team compensation in the new CBA? Because it seems like for many of the teams, signing a qualifying offer player is more of a penalizing problem than a benefit to the team. I mean, I understand in both directions. Let's see, why should there be a lot of? It seems like there's more uh, penalties and rewards in signing a qualifying offer player.
Well, there are more penalties, a hell of a lot more penalties for signing a QO qualified uh, player. And I believe personally that the QO, uh, the way that the rules have been written, is going to go away. I don't believe that there will be a QO
Yeah.
as the next CBA comes to fruition.
Do you think they will keep some type of compensation or just get rid of it altogether?
Probably get rid of the whole damn thing.
Yeah, that's probably the best. That's probably a better way because you're if you're a high if you're a team like the Yankees, the Red Sox, a high payroll team, you're already getting penalized for signing the player in for the payroll. Why again would you want to get it penalized additionally by losing 2 draft picks and IFA money? That makes no sense for both the team and the player.
Without a doubt. The earlier question that I posed was, what do you think the Yankees' first move is?
What do
And
I think
Mazza,
the Yankees'
and
first move is?
Mazza says that his first move is either they sign the Japanese pitcher or trade for Brendan Donovan.
Yeah, I agree with. I think it's going to be signing a Japanese pitcher.
Okay.
That's I I also have a feeling they're going to be making a bunch of trades uh, during the season. I don't think that's going to be the first move, but I think it's going to be one of many because I this team this the Yankees cannot sit back and wait for players to come to them. They have to be aggressive starting next week when the winter meetings. Well, the winter meetings start the week after next week. But I would say beginning in December, the Yankees really need to go full speed in helping this team. And I have a feeling Jason Dominguez is getting traded.
Well, it's a distinct possibility.
Yeah.
Sean Browning brings out that he thinks the first move is going to be a trade for Brendan Donovan. Okay.
Yeah, Dan Donovan. I don't know if that's the first move, but I think it is a strong possibility of a move. Now, who are the players that are are possibilities in as part of a Donovan move?
Well, I know for a fact that on the shopping list for the Cardinals, they are looking at near ready or near ready major league arms for their rotation. They also need help in their bullpen. Uh, I think that we could possibly get a deal done. There, a lot of people are talking about trading Dominguez to the Cardinals for as part of the Donovan package. Well, frankly, the Cardinals don't need Donovan or don't need Dominguez. They need arms. And I think that opens up the choice for a major league ready arm, either Luis Hill or Will Warren. Uh,
Yeah, I also have a feeling that Heel will get traded, and I think the Donovan deal could be a good trade for that.
well, if
It's gonna be here. I think it's gonna be 2 pitchers and a position player.
well, what I suspect is one of the Rule 5 pitchers that we did not protect is going to be in that package, whether it's, is it Lulane?
Lilani, yeah,
Lula- Lulani, who demonstrates a lot of velocity
yeah.
and has future upside. Uh, and a position player.
Lalani, Harrison Cohen, possibly. Alan Facundo. They have at least I think they have five or six pitchers on this list who are Rule 5 who are going to be open to the Rule 5 draft.
Okay.
And I think you're going to hear at least one of their names in December before the Rule 5 draft.
Well, with the Cardinals, I think they're open for business. They just moved Sonny Gray, so that puts another hole in their starting rotation. So, who they would value more, Warren or Hill? I don't know. I know that I did last night, or maybe the night before, uh, an analysis of Dylan Cease versus Will Warren. You know that Will Warren actually beat him in a lot of categories.
Yeah, I saw the short.
So, with that being said, you've got a guy that's comparable to Warren or to Cease, who you have 4 years of control with. So, hence, I don't see that as I see that as being a good trade value, and for us being able to bring somebody on board.
But and also to Sean Brown and NFB's point, if it was me, I would offer uh, Gil, Arias, Selvage, and Lalane for Donovan. I would not, if I could, I would try to keep Lagrange. I would give 4 players for 1.
Bryce brings another interesting point that I've seen out there too. Uh, a combo trade with JJ Romero and Brendan Donovan.
Yeah, it's a lot NFE, but it's something that could get it done. And those 4 players, I don't think the Yankees are going to miss. And 3 of them are Rule 5 are going to be Rule 5 pieces. So it sounds like a lot, but in the long term, it's worth it.
I mean, personally, if we're going to lose these guys to the Rule 5 anyhow, as anticipated, I'd just assume them go to the National League so I don't have to face them like with the Red Sox.
That's exactly why I put them in that hypothetical trade.
If y'all that are in the stream could take a second to hit the like button, share the channel out. And if you're not a member of the Yankees The Ugly Truth family, please consider subscribing. It'd be most appreciated. And I've dropped the link once again, so anybody wishing to come up, you are invited cordially. So please do so. Hey, Paranormal.
But yeah, as I said, I'm sure the Yankees are going to lose a lot of pitching to the Rule 5 draft. They're going to be losing at least 3 pitchers minimum.
And let's see, Bryce, did you see the article just dropped about Juan Soto and Lindor not being cool with each other? And Heyman describes their relationship as being completely the opposite.
Well, everybody already knew. Everybody that's paying attention over the last year and a half knew what kind of player he was. The Yankees wanted him. He left for the money. And look, long term, I think the Yankees would have been a better fit for Soto. I think he would go on to have a better career batting in front of Judge for however long Judge plays. I believe his contract another 6 years. So long term, I think Soto would have been better with the Yankees. But short term until the Mets get a better lineup. Soto will just be what he is now.
Well, the Mets lineup is is a problem they're building. What they haven't done is they haven't addressed anything with regard to their rotation and their bullpen, and there are a hell of a lot of needs there.
Yes.
They have six open bullpen slots right now because of free agency. All right, let's see. NFE.
Is he coming up?
I dropped the link. I don't know if he's coming up or not. He might not be able to. As far as the guys exposed to the Rule 5 draft, I'd make separate trades. One trade for Donovan and use the other guys in other trades.
Yes.
What I suspect is going to happen if they move those guys NFE, they're not moving them for players. They're moving them for IFA money.
Yeah. And also according to what I'm reading, you cannot add anybody else to the Rule 5 draft after November 18th until the end of the Rule 5 draft, which is December 10th.
Hey, Wendy, welcome to the stream.
So in 12 days, we'll know a lot more. If you have a stream on a Wednesday night of December 10th, you'll know a lot more what happens to the Rule 5 draft.
Yep. I believe that Jason from 161 River Ave is going to definitely carry that one. And I will definitely support his stream
Yeah.
with regard to that. And you'll probably be on there with him.
I'll look whenever Jason invites me. I'm happy to accompany. I'm happy to join.
I mean, right now, the IFA money is broken down into 5 pools. A little over 8 million is the top, and the bottom is 5,444,000. Guess where the Yankees are at?
They're at the bottom.
We are at the dead bottom of the heap.
But I
And
believe didn't they trade for some money? I think they traded for some money during the season.
that's where we're at.
So why don't we? I wonder if we can trade guys like Lalane and other Rule 5 picks for more international money.
Hey, Felix. Why, yes, we can. And that's what I suspect is going to happen is we're going to move some of those
Like
some of those players.
Selvich and Lalane and all these guys, instead of losing them for $50,000, you can trade them and get $500 to $1 million.
Well, I will tell you the one player that I really wish that the Yankees would have protected was T.J. Rumsfeld.
Yeah, he was on my list to protect, but the Yankees had plenty of opportunity to try to call him up this year, and they never did.
All right, let's welcome R.C. Cola. Thanks for hopping into our stream, and you too, Felix. God's honest truth: the Yankees better get cooking. Boston and Toronto are making moves. You're right; they are making moves. Are they smart moves and are they good moves? Toronto's move was to sign a pitcher who went 4-8, had a 4.55 ERA. He had a boatload of strikeouts, 215, and was conceivably his worst season in the last 3 for a $30 million a year contract. Not sure that that's the move that I would have made. I think that there were better pitchers available that could have suited their needs and paid that much money. Sonny Gray trade, all right. He has merit. going to the Red Sox. He improves their rotation, but honestly, he's been pitching in the NL Central. A lot of his games are in the NL Central. It's a weak hitting division, and he's dominated them. Well, he's coming to the AL East, the beast of the East, where there are no light hitting teams. So, is that a great trade? I don't know. Time will tell. I know that when we traded for him from Oakland, he was a solid pitcher, and our pitching coach, Larry Rothschild, decided that he wanted to change the way that Gray pitches, and he was miserable and horrible here.
Well, the other thing to know about this week is, if you're interested, the Yankees Hot Stove starts on Wednesday.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you've seen that show where they talk about the Yankees off season.
Well, we're beating them to the punch because we're talking about the Yankee off season right now.
Well, I remember when they first started the show, it used to be right after the season, and over the last 3 or 4 years, they started it around the winter meeting. So I think they figured if they waited a month or 5 weeks after the World Series, there would be more to talk about.
And here's a comment from NFE. With Goldschmidt on the team, Rumsfeld wasn't going to play this season. Well, I will tell you what, when Ben Rice was brought up 2 seasons ago, I thought Rumsfeld was a better candidate. He was at least a natural first baseman, and he had great numbers down there in AAA. Once again, this season, he had very good numbers, and I thought that he merited a call up at some given point, but we just never did it.
No, and I do not know why. I would have loved to see at least him get a chance. Put him in for 10 games and see what he got, or 20 games.
And RC Cola believes that the Yanks should be aggressive and sign Amai, believe that he will excel. Well, I believe that he is the Yankees' top free agent target. And hey, Beagle Dad, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, I'm hoping they sign Amai, because I think I'm. When is the deadline for the signing? Is it January 5th?
January 4th.
4th. Yeah, I think I'll be away. Yeah, I'm gonna be away during when the deadline is. That weekend I'm going to visit a friend, so I'll be away that weekend. So I won't be. I probably won't be online very much.
Okay. Well, life goes on.
Yeah,
Baseball will be here waiting.
yeah. Look, I'm visiting a friend for the first time since he moved out of the area, so I don't get to see him as often as I used to when I can just take a bus and visit him.
Hey, for those of you who have hopped into our stream, if you could, please hit the like button, share the channel out, and if you're not a member of the Yankees The Ugly Truth family, please consider subscribing. We are marching on our way to our 500th subscriber. We are at 478 right now. So anything that you could do to help us out would be most appreciated.
So,
all right. The long and short, I think, for the Yankees is we truly need to focus our effort on a starter and 2 to 3 bullpen arms.
yeah, and I think we need one more bat, at least. Who is the? Well, do you think Jazz Chisholm is the second baseman permanently next year?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah,
It depends.
And
I mean, it truly depends on where we go with regard to Brendan Donovan. Bringing If we bring Donovan in,
yeah,
he has positional versatility. He is a second baseman, shortstop, third baseman, and left fielder. So there are definitely going to be ways for him to get at bats, whether it be spelling Jazz, uh, McMahon, possibly taking some strokes early with Volpe being on the shelf. I mean, they've put reports out that Volpe is supposed to be back by May, but they also indicated that the damage to his labrum was more extensive than revealed on the MRI and CTs. So I'm skeptical that he'll be back that early.
yeah, I have a feeling he won't be back until I'm guessing the earliest is Memorial Day weekend.
Well, you're more optimistic than me because I think that he'll be back just after the All-Star break.
Well, if that's the case, and the Yankees, I think the Yankees, knowing what they know about Volpe, which is more than us, need to be aggressive in this offseason, make the moves that they need to make to improve this team, and just go all in and use the uh, farm system to the best of their ability, whether that is calling up a player that can help the team now or trading a player for someone who can help the team now.
All right, RC says I hope they sign Tucker over Bellinger, but we will see. Okay, why do you think we should sign Tucker over Bellinger?
I honestly don't think they will sign a QO player.
And let's see,
That's,
RC, I
that's
would be open to trading Jazz certainly if we get Donovan, but they may keep Jazz in his walk year when he tries to earn money. Then let him walk, not a long-term contract. Well, Jazz offers something unique too. If we do not sign Bellinger or Tucker, are you comfortable with Spencer Jones starting out as our left fielder next year?
I think I'm comfortable with his defense. I don't know very much about his offense.
Well, the team was built this year to prevent runs from scoring and defensive strength.
Well, if that's the case, then I think Spencer Jones defensively is going to be above average. I
Right?
think I wouldn't be surprised if Spencer Jones plays very similar to Aaron Judge rookie year, minus the home runs. I'm assuming, and this is just an assumption, assuming Spencer Jones is on the roster from opening day to the end of the season. If I were to guess, I'm guessing he gives you a 265 batting average with between 25 and 35 home runs.
Okay. And Bryce is not comfortable with Jones in the outfield. Neither is RC Cola.
Well, as I said, I think outfield is going to be his strength, at least in his rookie year, until he gets comfortable at the plate against major league pitchers.
Well, the thing that I look at with regard to a possible Brendan Donovan's acquisition is he can play left field. He played 2024. Most of his games were in left field. I've looked at the film, and he's actually a pretty good left fielder. The
So,
other caveat that you have is Jazz Chisholm with the Marlins for 4 years was their center fielder. So Jazz also has outfield experience. Could you bring Donovan in and play him at second and shoot Jazz into left field? Jazz has a hell of a lot of speed. He's very athletic, and definitely has a strong arm.
And that's another reason why I think Jason Dominguez could be part of a Donovan trade.
Yep. RC says, I'm curious to see Jones, but the stakes are too high. Judge's prime years, give him the job.
Like if they don't play Jones this year, if they just have him to stay in AAA or be on the bench, they should just trade him. This next year is Jones' year to show what you got.
Well, the thing that I like about a Donovan trade, RC, is he certainly provides a lot of insurance in a lot of positions. Uh, we also have an insurance package with Jose Caballero, and one that I think that the Yankees is going to move, a Yankee fan favorite. I think that Oswaldo Cabrera will get moved at some point during the off season.
I don't know about that because he's coming off of injury. Maybe as a part of a bigger package,
Right.
not in a small package.
Well, he might be part of the package that could bring Donovan over.
Maybe
The utility player that they don't have.
maybe. Look, the loss of I think the loss of Cabrera last year hurt the Yankees more than it seems. Even though he was he may have been a below average hitter. His defense and his presence and his clutch hitting when he was on the team was a big difference than many people realize.
Well, he is certainly a plus player and an asset. The things that I look at is you have Jose Caballero and Oswaldo Cabrera. They have the exact same skill set.
But Caballero is a better base stealer.
Better base runner and possibly a better defensive player with a lot of years of control. I mean, we basically owned Caballero for 5 years.
Well, you own the same thing to Cabrera. He's
I think Cabrera's 4-3.
four.
He might be going into his first year of arbitration.
Next year. I don't think this year.
Yep.
No, definitely not this year because I didn't see his name on the arbitration list.
Okay. So if we're looking for bullpen arms, are you looking for trade or free agent? If so, who are you interested in trying to bring in the Bronx to patch up our garbage bullpen?
Maybe who's that one guy on San Diego? I forget. I have Suarez. I think he's a name that interests me.
Caballero impressed RC. Got to watch his temper and keep from getting thrown out. Well, you could apply that exact same statement to Jazz. There is one pitcher that I'm very interested in that is coming off the Blue Jays and was an Oriole, and that is Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Yeah, he was with the Blue Jays as well.
Yeah, he got traded to the Blue Jays at the deadline. Look his numbers up and tell me what you think. The Yankees have been looking for a swing and miss guy, and I think that this guy is definitely one that profiles. And Jojo Romero was somebody that we looked at the deadline and could not get the trigger pulled, Bryce.
Yeah, he had 62 and a two-third inning, 79 strikeouts, a 3.16 ERA, 67 games, a 1.27 whip. Is is he a free agent now?
He is a free agent without a qualifying offer,
Yeah, he didn't get a qualifying offer because he was traded during the season.
and his projected contract is a 2-year, uh, 17 million or yeah, $17 million
Well,
deal.
if I could, if I was the GM, I would be I would call him and I would make a offer. Last
And
year he made $8 million.
Bryce, is Jojo Romero a right or a left-handed bullpen arm? I don't remember off the top of my
He's
head.
right.
Okay.
All right, he's a righty.
Okay.
I have his numbers right here. It says he's a righty.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, Bryce. I'm looking at his name here. It says Sir Anthony Dominguez,
No. He's talking about Jojo Romero.
Jojo Jojo Romero. Oh, yeah, he's a lefty.
Okay.
I don't know. Is he a free agent?
No, he's one of the arms that the Cardinals are willing to part with. And the Yankees approached the Cardinals at the trade deadline, but I suspect that part of the package involved freaking Arenado.
Yes. Well, Aaron, the Cardinals want to get rid of Arenado's contract, and the Yankees. Look, Jojo Ramirez has 2 more years of contract control. He's going into his third year of arbitration next year, and he's a free agent in 2027.
Okay.
So 2 more years of control.
What do his numbers look like?
Jojo Ramirez.
Romero, yeah.
Last year, he had a 1.7 more, 4-6, a 2.07 ERA in 65 games, 61 innings, 55 strikeouts, and a 1.246 whip.
And to answer RC Cola's question, you guys think that McMahon is realistically tradable? Why would we trade him?
I don't think so because you have no one to replace him.
We don't have a replacement. His hitting wasn't up to par, but his defense was top flight. I mean, hell, he was a finalist for the Gold Glove for the National League.
McMahon is not getting traded unless the Yankees can come up with a better alternative in a trade, and the team is dumb enough to do that. I don't see him getting traded.
I mean, if you were to look at a replacement third baseman, who would it be?
The only guy they have realistically is Cabrera.
Well, let's see. Third baseman available on the market: Bregman, no. Suarez, no. DeYoung, no. Mancada, hell no. Hernandez, no. Urias, no. Urshela, no. Ildemargo Vargas, no. John Birdie, no. Murataka Murakami, no. Sung Mun Song. He's one that might be interesting because he has a plus glove and is a contact hitter. He's coming out of the KBO. He's supposed to be posted.
He, he might be an interesting player to get. I don't know very much about him, but I think the Yankees could use more contact bats. Okamoto. I would also like Okamoto, but
Dave, welcome to the stream. I think that he would be a plus asset to the Yankees and could fill first base, third base, and I believe he plays one of the corner outfield positions. The issue that I think we're going to have is apparently we're after Belly still. We want Amai and we want Okamoto. Well, all three of those guys are represented by Scott Boras, and he's a pain in the butt.
yeah, that's another problem. The working if you I understand the deal is he wants to get as much money as he can for his client. However, at the same time, there have to be teams willing to pay.
Well, I think that the Donovan situation is going to work its way out very quickly. Uh, the only other team that I've heard on the streets that's interested in Donovan are the Astros, but I don't feel that the Astros have match up very well with uh, the Cardinals because they need part of their list of needs is arms, rotation, and bullpen both.
As I said earlier, I think you're going to have a lot of questions answered at the end of the winter meetings.
Let's see, we're at the 28th. Winter meetings start on December the 7th.
Yeah, winter meetings are and the end of the winter meetings is in 13 days. So they start on December 8th and they end on December 11th. So you have less than 2 weeks to before the winter meetings, before the end of the winter meetings.
Right now,
They start next Monday, not Sunday.
Okamoto and MI are both supposed to be here in the beginning of December. And trust me, Boras is going to be shopping these guys around. He's going to be trying to pimp them out like hookers. They're going to get a lot of exposure, and
Well,
they are on a short lease since they've been posted. They've got till January the 4th and the 2nd, I believe, respectively.
yeah. It's the month of December is going to be a very active month for baseball, and
Yep.
it's next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday is December the 7th, Pearl Harbor Day.
I was talking about the winter meetings.
Yeah, winter meetings start on December the 7th.
And it says right here, winter meetings take place in Orlando, December 8th to December 11th.
Well, they're showing
talking about it. That's Google.
Yeah, they're showing on December the 7th. That's already been put out.
Well, then one of it is wrong.
They may have their actual first official meeting the morning of December the 8th. But if you show up in a location and players are there, are you not going to talk to them?
Yeah, because as I said, Bleacher Report said December 7th. Google says December 8th. So the information that I'm getting is publicly acknowledged, and someone is wrong.
Yeah. I mean, 7th, 8th, 220, 221. What's the damn difference?
I don't want to argue with the chat over some date.
Well, it's not an argument. It's just different people reporting different things. It's fine.
Well, no, by next Sunday.
We have hit our 1 hour mark for this open panel. If you have not, please hit the like button. share the channel out. And if you're not a member of the Yankees, the Ugly Truth family, please consider subscribing. Uh,
Anyway, as I said, we'll know a lot more by the end of the winter meetings. Now, until December 11th, everything is all speculation until it actually happens.
I just dropped the link for my latest short about Dylan Cease. If he's an overpay, take a few minutes. I mean, it's a minute short. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And I want to thank Jonathan for hopping up on the stream. Appreciate your support as usual.
Thank you.
And I will end in my traditional fashion with "Let's go Yankees," and we'll see you in the funny papers. Have a great night.